Hello, hello, ladies. Hello. Thanks for joining in. And I do want to give a couple of seconds to give everybody a chance to hop on. I'm Twanna Carter, and today we're talking about what is hypnocoaching and how can it help with anxiety. So again, my name is Twanna Carter, and I am an anxiety and career coach for professional women. And I help women who are fed up with their anxiety holding them back, and what they want to do is overcome the stress and doubt so they can get their life back on track for success and happiness, because you don't have to sacrifice one for the other, right? So, again, welcome, welcome, welcome. And I do like to say, those of you who catch me on the replay, as always, thank you for doing that. I am so appreciative. So, again, today we're talking about what exactly is hypnocoaching. Some of you may have heard of it. Some of you may not have heard of it. So, I do want to mention a couple of things to you, right? And so, this is a part where you hear me going to this part. It's a little routine that I have because I have anxiety. I have social anxiety. So, I have a little routine, a little couple of things that I go down and I tick off. And that way it kind of helps settle my anxiety so that I can still perform, right? Had you known me 25, 30 years ago, I was not able to do that. And I know some people that know me who knew me then, and it was painfully obvious I couldn't. But because I've dealt with the coaching, because I've worked with people, these are the little things and tips and little tricks that I do to make me kind of settle down so I can perform and I can talk without stumbling over my words and becoming totally embarrassed and upset and just storming off the set, just leaving the lie, right? So I'm not going to do that. Okay. So a couple of things. You can ask questions. Hello, beautiful. Right back at you. It's my cousin Joe. Right back at you, beautiful. Yeah, I love you. How is Buffalo going? You guys still cool up there? I love that area up there. When I was stationed up there, I used to be. Yeah. I'm an Army brat and also an Army veteran. So I did serve, and I was stationed at Fort Drum, New York, which is where I actually got to go to Buffalo, right? And so, what I was saying is, you can drop comments. So do like Joe that you can drop comments, you can ask questions, right there in the chat, and I'll see it. I don't have to switch all over the place to find it, and just like that, I can look over and get that. So, again, wonderful. Joe says that Buffalo is wonderful. It's beautiful when it's all sunny, and I gotta get my kids back up to Niagara Falls. I want to do the Canadian side and the American side as well after COVID-19 is, all done, right? But yes, if you have questions or comments, please do drop them in the chat box and I'll answer those when I'm on live. And for those of you who catch me on the replay, go ahead and leave your questions and comments, because I still come back and I want to answer those too, right? So the other thing I want to say is I do have some notes here. So you may see me glance down every so often, because I do want to be sure that I'm covering what I told you I would cover today. And I want to put everything out there, because I can get nervous and just start kind of talk and miss some important points. But I want you guys to have all the important points. As well, I do have two screens up. So if you see me glance off to the side over here, that's because I have another screen up that I'm looking at as well. So those are all my little secrets, things that are going on my side. And I share that with you because fear and anxiety go hand in hand. And the thing that you fear the most is what will make you the most anxious. And you don't always perform as well as you could when you're fearful and you're anxious. So I just put all my stuff out there. It's one of the tricks that I learned to deal with social anxiety. I just put it out there. So if you already know it and it happens, I told you it might happen. And we're cool, right? I know I am. Hopefully you are too. So without further ado, I want to ask you a question. What do you think about when you hear the word hypnosis? Now, anytime I heard hypnosis, I'll be honest with you, I thought about ScoobyDoo when the crazy clown had the little gold coin. He was like, watch the golden coin, right? Others of you may think about the little mad scientists and they're hypnotizing people, right? And you had the little evil clown that was trying to, hypnotize you and put you under a spell and make you do evil stuff. Oftentimes, that's how Hollywood portrays hypnosis, right? So If that's what you've been paying attention to, it's time to put away the ScoobyDoo cartoons. Well, okay, not really. I love ScoobyDoo. But it is time for you to really understand all about hypnosis because it's not as scary as Hollywood makes it out to be, right? So oftentimes people will go, because I was one of those, can't hypnotize me. I will never be hypnotized. My family can tell you, I was like, I will never, ever, you will not put me under hypnosis. And I keep stressing under because you're not really ever under hypnosis. But I was like, no way, Jose. It's not going to happen. Not going to do it. I can't see that happening. So I'm curious. Let me ask you this. Have you ever been watching a movie so much so that you felt like you were there, especially like those scary movies? And I'm guilty of this. When something happens, I scream just like the person on the movie screams, right? Yeah, guilty of that. Or is it just like an adventure movie and you feel like you're running right along with them or you're trying to get away, or just as that door slams shut and they got away, you kind of jump because you're like, oh, we got away. It is almost as if you're in the movie. Have you ever felt like that? Right? Or perhaps you've gotten lost in a really good book, and I love to read, but it's almost you get so consumed in the book that you place yourself into one of the characters, either the main character or the protagonist or whatever. You like place yourself in the book because you've become so engrossed in that book. It's like you were actually there, right? Or what about this one? Have you ever been either driving to work or driving home from work and you looked up and you were pulling into the parking lot or the parking deck going, I don't remember all the traffic stops, stop lights, cars. I don't remember anything. I understand I'm pulling in the parking lot, but I don't remember how I got from where I was to here. If you've experienced any of those or all of those, congratulations, you've been hypnotized before, right? You've been hypnotized before. Absolutely. All of those things are like a trance state and you can lose track of time. You've been hypnotized before, right? So I found that out and I was like, nah. And I did the research, like, yeah, absolutely. You've been in a trance before. You have been hypnotized. Very simple. So it's not as uncommon as you think. Probably many of you have had those moments, right? You wake up and you're as if you wake up and you look up like, how did I get to the house? And I went through all the traffic and I got there safely, but I don't remember any of it. You were in a trance and your subconscious was driving. It was doing everything you needed to do to get you there safely, right? Yes, you've been hypnotized before. So there you have it. All right. So hypnosis is really commonly defined as like being relaxed with a focused state of concentration, which is why you can get from some point to your job and not even remember it because your subconscious was relaxed and it was focused. And you got there, you didn't run any stoplights, you didn't hit anybody, obviously. You got to your appointed place. You just don't recall all the bits and pieces of it, right? For instance, when you were watching a movie or you were reading the book or, you could be singing to the top of your voice, you're relaxed and you're completely focused on what you're doing, focus on one thing. That's pretty much what hypnosis is, right? And so what about this thing, hypnocoaching? Really, hypnocoaching is just combining coaching with hypnosis to help you reach or achieve a goal, such as relieving anxiety so that you can flourish, so you can do the things you want to. There are a lot of people who have anxiety. They can't work, or they're afraid to go to the movies, or they're afraid to go shopping, or they're afraid for their kids. It's just many forms of anxiety. You can have the kind of anxiety I have, social anxiety. But hypno coaching is just combining coaching with the hypnosis to get you to accomplish the goal. It's just that simple. And like anything else, there's a bunch of misconceptions about hypno coaching out there. It's like, well, what kind of misconceptions are there out there, right? The biggest thing that I hear people say, oh, no, hypnosis will make you tell all your secrets because you're under someone's power. No, you've been hypnotized before. When you were sitting in the movies, you feel like you were divulging the secrets you didn't want anybody else to know? Of course not, right? Of course not. When you're in a hypnotic state, it just means that you're more open, you're relaxed, and you're more open to suggestions. You still have a choice about what to say and what you would want to say or wouldn't want to say. That doesn't change. Right now, you may actually find some inner truths when you're in a hypnotic state that may shed like some light on some, some why you're self-sabotaging yourself, or some other situations that you keep repeating but you can't figure it out. You may do that, but you're not going to divulge any secrets, right? And I've already kind of alluded to, hypnosis cannot make you do something you don't want to do. Even when you see people doing stage hypnosis and you see people that are like barking like a dog, that's really something they wanted to do anyway, because you can't be made to do something you don't want to do in a hypnotic state. It's just like when you're driving to work and you're in a hypnotic state, although you may feel like ditching your job and going on a quick vacation or running for the border, you don't, because you can't do that because it's something that's against your will and you're just not going to do it. Same thing. You can't be made to do things when you're being hypnotized that you don't really want to do, right? The other thing is some people's like, oh, you can get stuck in hypnosis and be there in a permanent hypnotic state. Absolutely not. Hypnosis is just really a very calm, focused state. So it's impossible to get stuck in that focused state. For instance, if you were in a room getting hypnotized and the hypnotist left the room, after a while you would do one or two things. You would fall asleep, wake up, or you would just go like nothing's happening and you would come out of the hypnotic state and you'd be just fine, right? And I'll let you in a little secret. We talked about the fact that if you felt like you were in a movie or got lost in a good book, you were hypnotized in a hypnotic state. Well, guess what? Anytime you go to sleep, you pass through the hypnotic state to go to sleep. You can't get stuck in that hypnotic state, right? It's a focused state to be sure, but you don't get stuck there, right? And you've never been stuck believing you were still in a movie, even though the movie was really good. I felt that way when I watched Black Panther. I'll be honest with you. I just felt mesmerized through the whole thing, right? Now, the other thing that could happen, if you're hypnotized, is you really can feel so relaxed and so good. You're like, oh, I don't want to go back right now, right? That may happen, but you don't get stuck in hypnosis. You don't get stuck in a hypnotic state, right? Now, people will often ask, like, okay, what does hypnocoaching feel like? What does it feel like when you get hypnosis? What does that feel like? What am I going to see? What am I going to feel? The question to that is, it depends. It just depends. You will actually be alert and your mind is active the whole time. The entire time you're alert and you're active, right? You can scratch your nose when you're in hypnosis. You can clap if you want to in hypnosis. You can snap your finger. You're still alert. You can do whatever you want to, when you're in hypnosis, right? You can actually remember about as much as you would when you're not hypnotized. You hear conversation of your hypnotist just like pretty much anything else. Now, you're not going to remember everything because you don't remember everything when I'm here talking. You're not going to remember anything I said. Some people do have a pretty good memory where they remember most stuff, but not everything. Same thing when you're being hypnotized, right? Some people feel relaxed, like just a very heavily relaxed when they're being hypnotized. Other people, not so much. Some people it feels like you're sitting in a chair being hypnotized. Literally, that's it. It's nothing special. So there really isn't like, if you're hypnotized, you feel this way, you have to feel that way. It's actually not. It just depends on, different people. Some people might say doing that, they feel like a little tingling sensation, and some not. This is very, it's a very relaxed state. Now, just because you are relaxed doesn't mean you're hypnotized. You can use hypnotism to get people to relax. And that's one of the reasons why I went to get certified in the update techniques of hypnosis. Is I'm an anxiety and career coach. And I know there are a lot of people that struggle with anxiety. So much so that they have a difficult time sleeping, they have a difficult time relaxing, a difficult time learning. It's difficult to take tests. And, hypnocoaching it's another tool to help people accomplish a goal that they're trying to, right? So any questions out there about hypnosis, right? It's not, I hate to burst your bubble, but it's not this like secret magical thing, because again, if you've been at the movies and you've been consumed in it, felt like you were there going through with the characters in the movie, then you've been in a hypnotic state. The difference with hypnocoaching is this. We, as hypnotists, we help you take hypnotism to help you combine it with the coaching to accomplish a goal, right? It is something, if you have something that you've been trying and like, I just can't get this, hypnocoaching can get you to that point where you actually can do it. So that's the difference between when you're hypnotized or you're in that trance state watching a movie. It's just for enjoyment, right? That's the whole point of watching a movie, is for enjoyment. Reading the book is for enjoyment. Excuse me. A hypnotist will use a hypnosis to help you accomplish a goal. That's what hypnocoaching is, right? Now, I do appreciate you for watching today. I don't see any questions out there, so I'm going to go ahead and wrap up. If you keep up with me, you know that I try to make these about 14 to 20 minutes or about that. And so I'm very close to that right now. I do have a few complimentary sessions open for hypnocoaching for stress relief. So if you are looking for a great introduction to hypnocoaching and you're feeling stressed and you would like a way to like de-stress, to feel good, just a stress relief session, I'm going to let me go ahead and drop that link out there for you. It's a link to my calendar and you can actually set up an appointment. It takes maybe 30, 45 minutes or so, about that, to do a complimentary hypnocoaching session on stress relief, right? It's a great introduction to it. So I do have that out there. I'll be closing that down in just a bit, but there are some slots that are still open. So go ahead and set yours up now. And definitely you will walk away understanding what it is to be relaxed, especially if you're high, if you're like some people that are high functioning anxiety, you're consistently feeling like you're on the go and you can't get your mind to stop racing to calm down. Hypnocoaching is a way you can actually learn to relax, right? So do schedule your session. Now, on Thursday, be back here because I'll be talking about all the benefits of hypnocoaching. What is hypnocoaching used for? We talked a little bit about anxiety today, but we'll go into the rest of it on Thursday. Back here at 6:15 Eastern Standard Time, which is like 11:15 UK time, and 5:15 Central, and 3:15 on Pacific on the Western Coast, right? So be back here when I'll be talking about the benefits of hypnocoaching. I do appreciate you for joining me. Thank you. Go ahead and reach out to me through the link and schedule your hypnocoaching session on stress relief. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.